Hi, I'm back, and today we're doing a monthly reading wrap up for the month of November. It's been a hot minute since I have filmed a video, but I am finishing up my last semester of college, so that kind of took a big chunk of my time, so I haven't really had time to read or make videos, so I'm super excited to be back and to be doing this monthly reading wrap up. And I'm really excited. I will admit, this is a shorter reading wrap up. I only read 5 books in the month of November, but for me, I was very proud of that because I did that while doing classwork and having my job. So I was very happy to get those 5 books read, and I'm excited to show you what those books are. So let's go ahead and get started. So the first book I read in November is Wolf Gone Wild by Juliet Cross, and this is actually one that I was finishing up from the month before. And this is a kind of like werewolf witch romance. So it's about Mateo, who's a werewolf, and his werewolf has been trapped inside his body. He has a curse on him that is preventing him from being able to shift. And so it's causing all of these issues, and he's just angry all of the time. So he goes to the witch Evie to try and get help because she's a curse breaker. That's her like specialty as a witch. And when they meet, they have this instant attraction to each other, and they just feel like they always have to be near each other. So it creates this kind of like forced proximity. And I really enjoyed this. I thought it was cute. This was definitely a good book to start off November. So the second book I read in November was King of Wrath by Anna Wong, and this is the first book in her King of Sin series, which is her newer series that she has started writing. And this is about Dante Russo and Vivian Lau. Dante is this billionaire. He has to have control in everything he does. And Vivian Lau is a jewels heiress, and her dad ends up blackmailing Dante. So he has to become engaged to Vivian. And at first it's kind of like they don't like each other and they like can't stand each other. And Dante never really sees himself as like getting married at all or having any type of relationship. So there's that kind of issue. I really enjoyed this. It kind of is like an enemies to lovers kind of situation. And obviously I love Anna Wong. Definitely knows how to write some spice. You're into that. But also the cover. I just really enjoy the covers of her King of Sin series. So that was a major pull for me to read this book. And obviously she's one of my favorite authors. And when it comes to that, I have to read everything she's ever written. So the third book I read in November was The Mistake by Elle Kennedy, and this is the second book in her off-campus series. I've had this book on my TBR for such a long time now, and I finally got to read it. And this is about Logan and Grace. Logan is a part of the group. He's the one who's also in love with Hannah from the previous book, and he's kind of struggling with that. So he's just trying to distract himself with a bunch of random girls. And then comes Grace, and she's kind of this like innocent kind of girl, but then she ends up falling for him, but something happens. So they end up drifting apart, but they end up coming back together, and that's the whole thing. And Logan is struggling with the fact that he does not plan on going pro. He just thinks his life is going to be spent at his father's mechanic shop. And that's the whole situation with that. I really enjoyed this book. I love Elle Kennedy. I have read all of her like beach books that she's written and her preparatory books that she's written. And so this was just a really good book. So the fourth book I read in November is one that I'm pretty sure we all know about, and we all got excited about, and we're all obsessed with, and that is Iron Flame by Rebecca Yarros. And this is the sequel to Fourth Wing, and obviously if you've read Fourth Wing, big cliffhanger. And this book, it took me a little over a week to read it, and it took me a hot minute to get into it, but like the last 200 pages I couldn't put the book down. Obviously the cover is stunning, and the romance is just, I'm obsessed with it. And she keeps you wanting more, and she keeps you like questioning like what's going to happen next. And it surprised me because I know she is a contemporary romance author, I think, before she started this, but I absolutely love this. I love the characters. Got some new characters introduced that I really love, and I'm excited to see more of them. Obviously, she leaves it on a cliffhanger every single time. So there is that. And of course, she literally hasn't even started writing the third one. So, you know, we're gonna struggle through it together. But, you know, definitely love this book. It's probably one of my favorite reads, mostly because Fourth Wing. I was obsessed with Fourth Wing. I think about it all the time, and this just makes me think about it even more. So definitely loved this book. So the last book I read in November was Nightban by Alex Astor. And I really enjoyed the first one, Lightlark, but this one actually left me really disappointed. I just felt like she was just dragging it out, the whole plot of this book, and I just felt like we were going nowhere. The plot didn't even really get exciting to like the last 20 pages of the book. I was bored the whole time. It just wasn't interesting enough. And I think there was nothing to really look forward to. It just seemed like a lot of fluff in this book, so that just really left me disappointed. So this was not the greatest book to end off the month with, but I'm hoping the next book she writes in the series is a lot better, because I definitely did love the first one. But sometimes I feel like the sequels, like the middle book, can kind of not hit as hard as the other ones. I've noticed that a lot, like Hunger Games, the middle one was kind of meh. Twilight, the middle book's meh. But I'm hoping like this will get better in the next ones. So those are the 5 books I read in the month of November. I'm really excited to see what I read in December. Plus, I am graduating in December, so hopefully I'll be reading more and posting more on here. And I'm super excited about that. I'm also going to be posting some stuff about my last days of being a college student. So kind of drifting away from the book talk stuff and the book-ish content, but really excited for that. And I'm gonna start writing a book. That is my goal for 2024. I'm putting that out there into the world now. 2024, I really want to write a book. So that I'm really excited about too. And yeah, so that is what I read in November, and I'm excited to see what happens next. So until next time, see you guys.